I just need 2 seconds more.
We're gonna have 3 guests.
What's that?
We're having 3 guests.
Yes.
Okay. Do you happen to have their information yet, or?
I do. Oh, it's in my phone. Recording Facebook Live right now.
Right now?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
don't
Wait, it is Facebook Live right now?
just me. Don't worry.
Okay.
You're out of the photo. You have to lean in. So,
I can get their information later.
yeah. Well, feel free to pop out. They should get here like at 8:15.
8:15.
But we'll basically go. I'll intro it. So what he first does is he puts up he'll count down,
Mhm.
and then he throws up a commercial. It's Now Media,
Okay.
and then you and I will go. So first question I'm going to ask you
Yes.
is, do you want to put that? Okay.
Somewhere out of the
I
camera
got you.
frame. Thank you.
So I'll ask you to introduce yourself to the audience who might not know you, and so then you can just go on and introduce yourself. And so because you work for people, let's first tell us a little bit about your story.
My personal
Uh-huh.
story?
And then kind of make whatever you want to indulge there,
Mhm.
and then tell us what you're excited about when it comes to what's going on at work, and then you can introduce kind of what's going on at People's Trust and what's going on really well there. And then the final question to wrap it up, I'll say, and depending on one thing that those are like the 2 main questions. But of course, if let's say for example you're talking, I'm trying to get you to about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
And so if I need to ask a follow-up question, I will to help pull it out. So don't feel like overly concerned that if it goes short. And then the last question I'll ask you is, so why did you, organizations, decide to join the Houston West Chamber of Commerce?
Gotcha.
So my kind of tirade at the very beginning, the intro, will be about 3 minutes, and then excited to have you on the show. And let's jump in and have you introduce yourself. That's kind of how the transition will go.
Okay.
And then so once you're done, I'll go. We're gonna take a break, bring on our next guest, and again we're thankful for our sponsors. And then we'll just sit here for like a second, well maybe like 2, and then he transitions, and then we can move, and it's moved over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I gotta mute y'all and I gotta transition all.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right. You ready to start?
Ready to go, my friend.
Cool.
Wait for.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
we're
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Get her the.
We're good.
Get her
We're
the
good?
confirmation.
Sure.
I got to
It's
go.
good.
I got to go. Okay, good.
We're ready. So he'll give us like a countdown through the window. And again, I don't know if you can see him as easily without like turning a lot of your body, so.
No.
No,
Can't see him at all.
don't worry. Yeah. Give him 5 seconds. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Guests in the West, episode number 3. We are very excited for the lineup that we have today. We want to first start out top of the morning to thank our wonderful sponsors, Now Media, for allowing us to be here in the studio, and of course the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, who is organizing through the help of Devin. If you want to email her and be able to get on the show, it is events@hwcoc.org. And so we're grateful for them. My name is Sherman. I'm a sales director with Mutual Omaha, and we are excited to have first guest on the show is Katrina. And so why don't you introduce yourself to the audience of people who might not know you?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Katrina Esco. I'm an account executive with People's Trust Federal Credit Union.
All right. And so tell us a little bit about your story personally, kind of what got you into banking.
Alrighty. Well, I'm a Houston native. My background is actually in public relations, but I guess after working for different organizations, like it's really fun to push a toaster on the Ellen show, but it's a lot more fulfilling to help people achieve financial success. And so what I get to do is go and host financial wellness workshops for our clients. We do employee appreciation events where we're just there to answer their questions about their banking needs.
Mhm.
And so it's one of my favorite things to do, and I guess public relations kind of lended itself to presenting and and promoting.
Yeah. So really you took a lot of that skill set in PR and now took it more into a service helping realm instead of, was it more on kind of product side that you were in
I
before?
was on the product side, which is a lot of fun. It's really amazing, and people need products too.
Right.
But the service industry, I guess I have a service-oriented heart, and that's where it led me.
That's awesome. And then so for you, staying in Houston, I know with your skill set there was probably opportunities to leave. What kept you living, working, and playing in Houston?
It's actually what brought me back to Houston. I've lived a few places. Right after college, I went to New York and worked for a great public relations firm there. Came back to Texas, worked for a great PR firm here, then moved into sales for a pretty good company and moved to Mexico year before last.
Okay.
Came back last year and then found my place at People's Trust.
So then are you a bilingual, Spanish, English, to when you went down to Mexico, or?
It depends on tequila. The more I drink, the better my Spanish gets.
That's really good. You get more brave. So that's very fascinating that you're able to take those skill sets of helping other businesses, and then you're able to then shift and have the conversation then of promoting them.
Yes.
So for you, did you kind of know that you wanted to get into that at a young age of kind of promoting others?
I think so. I think it was kind of by default whenever we would have big student orientations and there was a question to be asked, people would nudge me, Katrina, ask this question. So I guess it was kind of my nature to understand what other people want to communicate and then convey it in a way that gets the response that we're looking for.
Gotcha. And then so now that you're over at People's, tell us a little about what you guys are excited about.
We are excited about rolling out our business accounts. And so right now we are a consumer focused financial institution, but we'll be rolling out our commercial banking within a couple of weeks actually. So we're very, very excited about that. So we'll be able to process transactions at great rates and it's just thrilling.
Yeah. So then it's really unique from a banking perspective to be on this kind of educational side. So can you give a little more detail to maybe the audience that might not be familiar with some of the details that are involved with that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. So one of the things that separates credit unions from banks is that credit unions are not-for-profit financial institutions. We exist to serve the community. And so those free financial wellness workshops, that's part of furthering our mission to empower people with financial literacy.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the things that I love about working for a credit union. And in addition to that component, that we truly do exist to serve the community. That's what we're here to do.
And so what are some of the topics if, let's say, an organization, a company were to let you in, what are some of the things that you're going to be able to educate the employees about?
Really, we let the employees pick because every group is different. So what's important to one group may not be important to another group. But by far, our most popular seminars are Saving to Achieve Your Goals, our car buying seminar, and our home buying seminar.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
So really helping people understand how they can use debt in a healthy way.
Absolutely. And how to get out of debt and how to accomplish your goals. Our car buying seminar is fantastic, and if you're going to get one, this is the time of year to do it. Like the end of the year is the best time to buy a car. That seminar will tell you everything you need to know before you actually go to purchase a car.
That's wonderful.
People love it.
Yeah, well, and that's just an amazing thing to be able to emphasize is that as an organization, you're focused on helping consumers make really good choices when it comes to either saving for their future or having to leverage debt for their financial situation, right? So not everybody can go drop $10 or $20 or $30,000 in cash on a car, and so there might be a need to be able to leverage someone else's money, like a credit union, in order to be able to do so.
Absolutely, but it's your money when it's a credit union. Credit unions are member owned, and so if you're a member, you're an owner of the credit union. We don't have shareholders to which we pay a profit. When we make a profit, we pay it back to our members in the form of dividends, better interest rates, better loan products. But more than that, it's not just about getting a car. You know, like, great, I got a car, that's nice. It's about having autonomy. It's about being able to get to a job that's not as quite close to your home as you'd like it to be. It's about being able to pick your kids up from daycare, to go get groceries easily, to be out of the weather and get where it's about making your life easier, those things that improve your quality of life. And a lot of times that is centered around the money you make and how you're able to use the money that you make. And we want to help people keep more of what they make and make better decisions about how they spend it.
That's wonderful. So as you think about some of the things that are going on, what are some other things that you want to make sure the audience is aware of that you and People's Trust are doing right now?
Talk to your credit union. We do all the things that a bank does, except we're nice.
Yeah.
We want to help you. We want you to have more of your money. We want to give you your money. And so come and talk to us. Don't be afraid. Go to your credit union first.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like, in my experience, credit unions are really focused on that community that they serve.
Yes.
And so not only the free educational seminars, it seems like the attitude is that you're out and about in the public to let people know that you can help them.
We are. Credit unions exist to serve the community. That is what we do.
That's the mission.
That is our mission.
Is there anything else that you want to be able to let the audience know that you guys are working on and excited about?
Well, definitely our preferred employer program. That is the program which I'm a part of. So
Mhm.
I partner with businesses, usually with 25 to 250 employees, to bring those financial wellness workshops to their employees and their staff, their team. We do that because we realize a lot of people work the same hours as their financial institution. This is a way for your financial institution to come to you.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so for those people that are not in the Houston area, if so you're aware, when you look at Small Business Administration kind of statistics, employers under 500 employees, there's 38,000 of those in the greater Houston area. So you have a lot of work to do, Katrina.
Clearly, but we've got a lot of friends. If you already belong to a credit union, great. Credit unions are part of the Sheer Branching Network. So if your credit union isn't near you, but you've got one of our 7 locations near you, come on in. We'll help you.
That's wonderful. Now, one of the great things is that you are not only serving in this capacity, but I see you a lot in activities at chamber events. Can you talk a little bit specifically about the Houston West Chamber and why you and People's felt like it was important to be a part of that?
Absolutely. So at least 2 of our branches are on the west side of Houston, and we want to connect more with the community here, with business owners, with people who live in the community, and the Houston West Chamber is one of the best ways we've been able to do that. I'm actually an ambassador for the Houston West Chamber, and in my role as an ambassador, I get to meet business owners firsthand. One of the things we do is deliver plaques to business owners, and I got to deliver one yesterday to 2 men in a truck.
Okay.
And so it was great. So being part of the chamber has given me opportunities to do that, meet other companies. It helps me navigate the landscape a little bit better to know who's doing what, where, and how we can be part of it. We're working with Payments Gallery on the Combined Arms toy drive with Toys for Tots. Just so many opportunities that have come through being a member of the chamber.
Oh, what a great way to be able to be a part of that. And we're glad to have you at the Houston West Chamber, Katrina. I hear a lot of great things, not only that I see visibly, but all the things that you're doing in the background that maybe doesn't get that notoriety. So we really appreciate you being a part of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. And again, folks, if you want to be able to visit Katrina, you saw her contact information there. But Katrina, for those that are listening in a podcast format, would you spell out your email address and maybe your office phone number, how people can get in touch with you?
Absolutely. You can reach me at kesco@unbanking.org. That's unbanking.org. My name is Katrina Esco, or you can visit us at peoplestrustfcu.org. FCU for Federal Credit Union.
Wonderful. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break here hear a word from our sponsor and bring on the next guest. And again, thanks again, Katrina, for coming in on the show.
Thank you, Sherman.
All right.
Hey,
How'd that go?
I think it went well. What do you think?
Fantastic.
Good.
A lot of great energy. So
Thank you.
It comes across real genuine.
Aw, well, good, because I did not rehearse.
Good, very good.
Thank you,
Good job.
Jonathan. I appreciate it. I hear I was thinking that was Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, here's that. This is great.
That was fun.
Yes. Hi, good to see you.
How are you? You'll do fine. This is nice.
Yeah, Pure Luigi? Pure Luigi? Feel free to have a seat here, and you want to speak
Is this a podcast or is
podcast and show. So we're going to do it in multiple formats.
Okay, so it's not live on radio.
Not yet, no. But we will send it to radio. So you'll try to speak just about that close to the mic, so it picks it up.
Oh, sorry.
No worries, no
More
worries.
like it, right? Okay. Maybe I need some water that I can keep nearby.
Do you have any water? by
A
chance?
cup of water of any kind? Or any drink, just in case my throat gets itchy.
Yeah, I will get that in a bit, in 10 seconds though.
Yeah.
No worries.
No worries.
Okay. Do you want, how long is it, 10 minutes? Okay. And,
All right, everybody, we're back. Thank you so much for, again, our sponsors, Now Media and the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Excited to have someone here, I think the CTO
Yes.
of NetworkBox. And so Pierluigi is going to be able to introduce himself and share with us what's going on over there at NetworkBox. So why don't you first introduce yourself to the audience and who might not know your story?
yes, good morning. Name is Pierluigi Stilla. I've been in the US for 21 years almost. Here in Houston always. I have come to love Houston.
Yeah.
For many different reasons. The company I started in